Hello YouTube! We are on the real programming channel about HTML and CSS for beginners. This is our 86th lesson. My name is Andrei, I greet you. Welcome on my channel, and let's talk about getting tabular, 13 tables and more, list chapter, and bullet points for chapter HTML5 markup. And HTML5 added several new elements to HTML. Section, article, aside, nav, header, footer are all new elements to help you structure your page and add more meaning than if you use div. Section is for grouping related content. Article is for self-contained content like blog posts, forum posts, and news articles. Aside is for content that is not central to the main content of the page, such as callouts and sidebars. Nav is for grouping site navigation links. Header groups content such as headings, logos, and booleans, and then that typically go to at the top of a page or section. Footer groups content such as document information, legalize, and copyright that typically go at the bottom of a page or section. Time is also a new element in HTML5. It is used to mark up times and dates. Divs is still used for structure. It is often used to group elements together for styling purposes or to create structure for content that doesn't fit into one of the new structure-related elements in HTML5. Older browsers don't support new HTML5 elements, so be sure you know the browsers your primary audience will be using to access your web page. And don't use the new elements until you're sure they will work for your audience. Video is a new HTML5 element for adding video to your page. A video codec is the encoding used to create the file. Video. Popular codecs include H.264, VP8, and Tabular. A video container file contains video, audio, and metadata. Popular container formats include MP4, OGG, and WebM. Provide multiple video source files to be sure your audience can view your video files in the browsers. Okay, exercise HTML cross. There are lots of new ideas, the new elements in this chapter. Do the crossword to help make it is all stick. All the answer come from this chapter. The who does what solution. Next, top secret solution and HTML cross solution. Maybe I will show you this dark. Okay, so and 14 chapter, tables and more lists, getting tabular. If it works like a table and talks like a table, there comes a time in life when we have to deal with derived tabular data, whether you need to create a page representing your company's inventory over the last year or a catalog of your vinylmation collection. Don't worry, we won't tell you. No, you need to do it in HTML, but how? Well, have we got a deal for you? Other now, and in a single chapter we'll reveal the secrets that will allow you to put your very own data right inside the HTML tables. But there is more with every other well taught in your exclusive guide to styling HTML tables. And if you act now is a special bonus we'll taught in our guide to styling HTML lists. Don't hesitate, call now. Okay. Hey guys, I just created this little table of these sites. In my journal I was going to put it on the website, but I couldn't find a good way to do it with the headings or block quotes or paragraphs. Can you help? How do you make tables with HTML? Tony is right, you really haven't seen a good way of using HTML to represent his table data, at least not yet. You do know there's way to use CSS and divs to create a table like layout with CSS table display, but that's for layout presentation purposes and isn't related to the content itself. Here we've got tabular data that we want to mark up with. HTML has a table element to take care of marking up tabular data. Before we dive into the table element, let's first get an idea of what goes into a table. And we have rows. We have columns, and this row has headings. We call each piece of data a cell or sometimes just table data. Brain power. If they put you in charge of HTML, how would you design one or more elements that could be used to specify a table, including headings, rows, columns, and the actual data table? Creating a table with HTML. Okay, this is our code. Before we pull out Tony's site and start making changes, let's get the table working like we wanted a separate HTML5 file. We started the table and already entered the headings and the first 3 rows of the table into an HTML file called table.html in the chapter 40 journal folder. Check it out. This is just a small bit of CSS. So we can see the structure of the table in the browser. Don't worry about this for now. We use a table but tag to start the table. Here is the first row, which we start with a tr. Each th element is a table heading for a column. Notice that the table headings are listed one after each other. While this look like they might make up a column in the HTML, we are actually defining the entire table headings row. Look back at the Tony's list to see how his headings map to this. Here is the start of the second row, which is for the city Walla Walla. Each TD element holds on one cell of the table, and each cell makes a separate column. All these TDs make up one row. And here is the third row. Again, the TD elements each hold one piece of table data. So, what the browser creates? Let's take a look at how the browser displays this HTML table. We'll warn you now, this isn't going to be the best looking table, but it will look like a table. We'll worry about how it looks shortly. For now, let's make sure you got the basics down. Here is how the browser displays the table HTML. We got the 3 rows total, including the headings, and the 6 columns, just what we expected. Each TD is in its own cell, and each TH is in a cell as well. It looks like the browser display headings are in a hold by default. Exercise. Finish typing. In the testing Tony's table HTML from the previous page, we started in a table HTML, but you need to finish it. Typing this in while tedious will help get the structure of the table tr, th and td tags in your head. When you finish, give it a quick test and then add the remaining items from Tony's table. Test that too. Table is dissected. You've seen 4 elements used to create a single table tr, th and td. Let's take a closer look at each one to see exactly what role it plays in the table. The table tag starts the whole thing off. When you want a table, start here. The th element contains one cell in the heading of your table. It must be inside the table row. The tr tag ends a row of the table. Each tr element specifies a table row, so all the table data that goes in the row is nested inside the tr element. The td element contains one data cell in your table. It must be inside the table row. The table tag ends the table. And exercise be the browser and adding a caption. And there are no dumb questions. We'll talk about this in the next lesson, and this is our 86th lesson over. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, please. Put like, share with friends, comment. Eat fruit, eat bananas, drink water. Remember, please. And probably in the evening after you have done all the work, do exercise. That's all. Thank you. Bye.